What's cracking, y'all? It's the Double X Prince. Yes, I sound a little bit different. Yes, I changed a little line here and there, but this ain't about that. This is about movies. Yes, I haven't talked about movies in a while. I even forgot to write them down on my website because I am just so damn tired. Because I just have to sit down and write the whole thing down, and it takes forever. It really does. But you know what? I might as well just talk about them now. Originally, I was gonna review these two movies yesterday, but I kind of wanted to wait because originally I was gonna go watch both Valerian and shit, what was the name? Oh, Atomic Blonde by Charlize Theron. They kind of said, pass on that. I was just kind of thinking, I ain't got no time for that. But I will review both War for the Planet of the Apes and Dunkirk. And I'll start off with War of the Planet of the Apes simply for the fact that that movie came out first. So basically, it's the end of the trilogy for the Planet of the Apes movies. Now, the first one was pretty good. I don't think it was the best ever, but like I said, it was a really good movie. It was so damn good. Now, as far as the second movie, that one just blew it out of the park, and I was just surprised as to how good that movie was. It was honestly one of my favorite blockbusters of all time. And then we get to this one. I was scared because sequels tend to fuck up every once in a while. We got Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which wasn't as great as the first one. We had I'm trying to think of so many sequels that were not as great as the first one, let alone the third movie in a franchise. Usually by the first or the second one, you're just like, alright, I'm good. You know, like Despicable Me 3 was just the more I think about it, the more I think it's an awful movie. Cars 3, while it was a great movie, it was not really competing with the other two because the other two were just bad. The third one was the best one out of the three, in my personal opinion, but it still wasn't that great. However, this might be my favorite third movie in a franchise since Return of the King. And I'm being honest with that one. That movie was just that damn good. It was honestly the best out of the trilogy. It just started just basically a war. Caesar's back, and he's taking on Woody Harrelson's character, and it's all just a war. Just, the humans are tired of the apes taking over, but at the same time, the apes are just kind of just wanting peace. But you know what? They're tired of the humans. They've had enough of them, so they just go on a war. Now, it's not a full war movie. It's more of a story building up to some big fight at the end, which does work. And I am just blown away with how great this movie was. If you guys don't know this, I made it in most anticipated movies of all of the year. This, behind Star Wars Episode 8, it was my most anticipated movie of the year if it wasn't for Star Wars this year. But damn, I'm so glad that, you know what, sometimes anticipation is worth it. And you know what, I'm pretty excited because Matt Reeves could definitely carry a franchise, and I'm hoping that freaking Batman is as good as people will believe it to be. I know I had some issues, but I like when directors can, honestly, you could trust them after doing movies like this. And it just brought a lot of joy to it. And Caesar, the chemistry between Caesar and Woody Harrelson's character worked really well. That's why Andy Serkis has been honestly like the king of CGI characters. I mean, I wouldn't say the same for Snoke because I'm still not behind Snoke as much as some people might be, but I'm still happy that I saw it. It was honestly one of the sadder movies. I won't spoil why, but it basically just was the finale of a trilogy. And honestly, the way this movie ended, I'm pretty sure if they start off a brand new trilogy, if they try to do a fourth movie, it won't matter, just as long as they don't completely make it feel like a reboot. If they could, I mean, that's the only problem with movies like this, that we never get a legit trilogy. But honestly, this or Baby Driver are my favorite movies of the year. Yeah, it's a tie between this one and Baby Driver. Those two movies were incredible. Let's see, Baby Driver was more original, and this one stood a lot in my heart simply for the fact that I was so behind these characters for so long. And it gets a 10 out of 10. It is an A plus movie. So kudos for that. I recommend you guys to just go out of your way to find this movie and watch it. For more spoilers, I'll put just go to my website, click on movie reviews, and then you'll see more of how I felt about some spoiler stuff. There's one character that people were gonna compare to Jar Jar Binks, but turns out he did a good job. I forgot the name of the character. He was an ape, and I forgot who played him in the cast, but even that guy was good. So, everything here was just perfectly. Even the stuff that you thought was gonna suck, it actually builds up to the end. So that's what's a big fun. Now we get on to Dunkirk. Now Christopher Nolan hasn't done a great movie. People would say the last great movie he did was Inception. Now, personally, I do love Inception just as much as everybody else does, but I wouldn't say it's one of the greatest movies of all time. I wouldn't go that far. It's still an amazing movie that people should go back and watch. Inception really did blow me away, like people do tend to say. And honestly, I think this movie is better than Dunkirk. I think Inception is better than Dunkirk. However, that does not change the fact that Dunkirk is not an amazing movie, because it is a great movie. Now, this movie is not some like Saving Private Ryan. It's not a freaking what's it called? Hacksaw Ridge. It's none of those movies. It's just a big old war, and honestly, that's all this movie needed to be, because I'm tired of war movies just focusing on, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to save the mission, we have to, get the character development. But I'm actually kind of surprised of how amazing this movie was, and I'm not just fanboying because Christopher Nolan directed this shit. Honestly, any other director could have done this, and I would have been just as shocked and surprised. And honestly, I would have given an award to whoever did this kind of movie. Basically, it's what a Michael Bay movie tries to be these days. That's honestly what I'm calling it. It's basically what Michael Bay tries to do in movies. Michael Bay is so focused on explosions and all this shit, and making everything so patriotic. However, this movie is just a straight up war between Dunkirk, and it's a really, really short movie. It's like only like an hour and 40 minutes, and I was shocked when I heard that. But basically, all these people didn't really develop a lot of character. Honestly, Tom Hardy and his mask were the most character development you could get, honestly. So if you just see it as just a straight up war film, you'll be surprised of how amazing it really was, because if you just watch it as just that, it's just great. And I really, really enjoy this movie. So it's honestly one of my favorite movies of Christopher Nolan. If I have to rank these movies from worst to best, Interstellar, I'm sorry, I hate Interstellar. It's such a dull ass movie, which it was just a clusterfuck of a movie. I get that Nolan tried something new, but honestly, it's just not that great. It really isn't. Following comes at number 9, which I think it's okay. I thought it was a pretty good starter movie for Nolan. Dark Knight Rises comes at number 8. The weakest out of the Dark Knight trilogy, but I still enjoy it for the most part. Insomnia, which is a very underrated movie, it's on my number 7. Number 6 would be Dunkirk. Yes, I really do enjoy Dunkirk more than Insomnia, which is a shocker to me because Insomnia was a huge inspiration of mine. So honestly, Christopher Nolan is just doing a fantastic job. Dunkirk gets an A. The only movies that Christopher Nolan would take forever to top are Inception, Batman Begins, The Prestige, Memento, and The Dark Knight itself. So yeah, that'll be it for two little small movie reviews. I just want to let you guys know that I watched these movies. I'll get some reviews with more spoiler stuff on my website. Just click on movie reviews and you'll see both of them. The reason why I haven't done them yet, just because I've just been tired with work and school, and I'm just waiting for, the right time. And also, I'm working on some music, so that'll be great. However, next week, I'll be back to SummerSlam. I'm doing the Heroes of SummerSlam. I already watched enough SummerSlams to give you guys my thoughts. So anyways, that'll be it. It's me, the AEL Elite XX Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.